Alright, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another quick video. Alright, y'all, just back with a real quick discussion video here. Just something that crossed my mind. I was going through watching a lot of Rose's fights and Weili's fights, before I do this breakdown prediction, leading up to the fight April 24th. And one of the things that stood out about Rose Namajunas, as I was watching her fights, the fights that she's won, the fights that she lost is, I was really impressed with her natural ability as well as her boxing ability. Just her footwork, just the way she throws her hands, her accuracy, and just how she's so fluid on her feet, just the way she throws those punches, even some of her kicks, but I'm just impressed with her footwork, the way she's able to move in and out and set traps. Just going back and looking at the fight with her and Wmma, the rematch, I was just really impressed how her movement was so much different than Wmma's. Wmma used a lot of movement in that fight, but Rose's, it was much more calculated. There was just something to it. It wasn't just to get out of harm's way. It was just to set traps. It was to make her opponent reset. It was to get off her shots from a distance, and it was just to be comfortable. So what I'm getting at is, after watching a lot of her fights and a lot of Weili's fights, I have to say that going into this fight, Rose Namajunas has the ability and the boxing skill to give Weili Zhang a boxing lesson. Now, will she do that? I don't know. Can she do that? She can. She has that ability to do that. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying that's my full-on prediction, but I definitely feel like, from what I've seen, Rose Namajunas, what she can do, when you put her strengths together, when you put that footwork together and her ability to just control the fight from the outside, and looking at some of Weili Zhang's weaknesses, I feel like Rose Namajunas, she could do that. That's how impressed I am with her boxing skill, Rose Namajunas. Like I said, I did a video before where I talked about Rose Namajunas and Alexa Grasso being able to compete, in professional boxing. Of course, they would never do that because, there's more money in UFC. But I definitely feel like if you put just the gloves on Rose Namajunas and put the boxing shoes on her and you put her in the boxing ring, you put her in the square circle, she could definitely hold her own and probably clean out a division or two. I feel like she has that ability to do that. So if Rose Namajunas wanted to go in this fight April 24th and just box, she could do that. She could really do that. Just going back and looking at the Wmma fight, I know Wmma's a different fighter. She's not really a pressure fighter like Weili Zhang is. But the way Rose can just like switch her feet and kind of glide in and out after, throwing a jab or throwing a straight right hand, that can confuse any fighter. That can confuse a lot of fighters, because when you compare her footwork to like Wmma, again, like Wmma, she stays on the back foot, she can move, she can make you reset, she can set her feet to throw those leg kicks and get in and out with a good, solid double jab or 1-2. But there's something about the way Rose can use her footwork that's a little bit different, and it's a little bit awkward and unpredictable, because the way Rose was backing Wmma up in that rematch, there was just so many moments in there where I didn't know what she was going to throw. Where Wmma, the way she sets her feet, I can kind of predict what she's going to throw. Like, she's either going to feint with a jab and then throw a leg kick, or vice versa. Where Rose Namajunas, when she was putting that pressure on her, she would pump a jab out, and then she would step in with the right hand and crack Wmma with the right hand. Or sometimes she would throw that left hook and then follow up with the right hand. Then she would glide out, and then she would be at an awkward angle where Wmma was really having trouble landing leg kicks. So when she would do that, it kind of made the output of Wmma's leg kicks, lower than usual in the first half of the fight. Of course, it picked up later on in the second half whenever Rose started to slow down. But I think that going into this fight with Weili Zhang, if Rose is very in and out and very unpredictable and very slippery on the feet, she could definitely have a lot of success with her hands in this fight. She could definitely piece up Weili Zhang, but you got to start time and you got to take away the leg kicks of Weili Zhang, because Weili Zhang, she's going to be throwing those leg kicks. She's not as technical as Rose, but she's definitely going to be flinging those, flicking those leg kicks out to try to open up that side kick that she throws, or that roundhouse kick. But I feel like Rose Namajunas, with her technique and her skill, if she commits to it and she's focused with it this time, more than 1 or 2 rounds, got to be focused for 5 rounds or however long it takes to stop her, she could keep Weili Zhang on the outside and make this a boxing clinic, because I feel like she has that much technique with her style. Weili, I think that she's growing with her still. She's a good pressure fighter, but there's a lot of times that she's kind of off balance. Sometimes she'll throw a jab, or she'll throw like a wild punch, and she'll kind of be off balance, and you can kind of catch her with like a front kick and knock her off balance. Like I seen it happen a couple of fights. Danielle Taylor, she was able to knock her off balance a few times with some of her shots because she comes in, wide open with her hands down. But whenever she establishes that leg kick, you got to watch out, because when she starts landing that, it starts opening up a lot of opportunities for Weili. So for somebody like Rose Namajunas, she has to take that boxer's approach in this fight. And if she does, I feel like she can nullify a lot of what Weili Zhang has. If she starts establishing that jab, throwing it right down the middle, and you start cracking Weili, it'll kind of frustrate Weili. So when Weili comes in, that'll open up that opportunity for that good right hand and that solid left hook of Rose Namajunas. So yeah, man, just something that crossed my mind. I just kind of wanted to go back and do a video on this and let y'all know this is how I feel just early on. Like, if Rose Namajunas sticks to a 5-round game plan, or however long it takes, to just fully boxing, or throwing kicks to kickboxing, and just using that boxing movement from the outside, I think she could box Weili. I think she could box her for 5 rounds. Whereas Wmma, whenever she took the approach to fight Weili, there was a lot of back and forth action there. That's how Wmma does. Wmma can fight from the outside, but whenever she gets hit, she'll like to throw down. She is a dog in there. See, Rose Namajunas, not really a dog. She will fight, but she's not really a dog. So it's up to her to make this a boxing match and make it a chess match. Stay on the outside, pick her shots, and make Weili miss and make her pay. Make it a clean fight. Don't go in there and try to be a dog. So I think if she stays on the outside, you can see her box her way to a decision. With whatever Weili brings, I think it's possible. But that's just an early look. Like I said, it's not a prediction. I just wanted to kind of fill y'all in on how I feel about Rose's boxing skill and her footwork. Very impressive, man. I could talk about it for days, just on some of the things that she does, even in the fights that she's lost, like the Jessica Andrade fights, the Carolina fights, the Tisha Torres fights, which she won. Close fight, but I told you how I feel about that fight. But what else? Let's see. The Wmma rematch, which I'm going to do a live commentary tonight on. I feel like that was a very good example of how she can move in and out. But yeah, man, like I said, just want to come through here and give y'all a little discussion video. Get y'all thinking. What do y'all think? I think that Rose Namajunas on her A game, she could box Weili Zhang. She could give her a boxing lesson. But hey, that's yet to be seen. Combo Breaker 99. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.